crude plunges, stocks rally as Trump says war, pretty much, complete. Pentagon chief says U.S. intensifying strikes on Iran. India congratulates Nepal rapper, tipped to be next PM. Ships brandish China links to weave through Strait of Hormuz. Global oil prices dropped sharply and stock markets rallied after U.S. President Donald Trump suggested that the war involving the United States, Israel, and Iran could end sooner than expected. Speaking to CBS News, Trump said the military campaign was progressing much faster than his earlier estimate of 4 to 5 weeks. He claimed Iran's military capabilities had been severely weakened, saying the country had lost much of its Navy, Air Force, and communications systems. Trump later told reporters in Florida that the war could end very soon but warned that Iran would face stronger attacks if the conflict restarted. He also warned Tehran not to block oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz, a key route that carries about 1/5 of the world's oil supply. Following his remarks, global oil prices fell by around 10% after earlier dramatic swings in the market. Asian stock markets reacted positively, with major gains in Seoul and Tokyo, as well as increases across other regional markets. Meanwhile, international concern continues over the Strait of Hormuz, where several vessels have reportedly come under attack in recent days. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says American attacks on Iran are set to intensify as the war enters a new phase. Speaking at a Pentagon press conference, Hegseth said Tuesday would see the most intense strikes so far, involving a larger number of fighter jets and bombers. He added that the timeline of the war depends entirely on U.S. President Donald Trump. According to Hegseth, Trump is the one who will decide how long the conflict continues. The Pentagon also said one of the main objectives of the campaign is the destruction of Iran's navy. General Dan Kane, the top U.S. military officer, said American forces have been targeting Iranian naval assets using artillery, fighter aircraft, bombers, and sea-launched missiles. He added that U.S. forces are also hunting vessels and facilities that could be used to lay sea mines in the Gulf. Meanwhile, Iran has threatened to block oil exports through the region during the war, while President Trump has warned of severe retaliation if shipping routes are disrupted. Hegseth also accused Iran of placing rocket launchers near civilian areas such as schools and hospitals. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated leaders of Nepal's Rashtriya Swatantra Party after their strong performance in the country's parliamentary elections. According to preliminary results, the centrist RSP party is heading toward a landslide victory in Nepal's the 5th of March vote. Rapper-turned-politician Balendra Shah, widely known as Balan, is expected to lead the new government. In a statement, Modi said he held warm telephone conversations with Shah and RSP chairman Rabi Lamakane and congratulated them on their electoral success. The election was held to choose a new 275-member House of Representatives, with 165 seats decided directly and 110 through proportional representation. So far, the RSP has won 125 of the 165 directly elected seats, with only a few still being counted. If current trends continue, the party is expected to secure a decisive majority in parliament. The vote came months after youth-led anti-corruption protests in September 2025 toppled Nepal's previous government. Balendra Shah also defeated former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli in his own constituency, marking a dramatic shift in Nepal's political landscape. Some ships traveling through the Strait of Hormuz are changing their tracking information to appear linked to China in an effort to avoid possible Iranian attacks. Data from shipping tracker Marine Traffic shows that several vessels have altered their Automatic Identification System, or AIS, signals while crossing the strategic waterway. Some ships have broadcast messages such as Chinese owner or all Chinese crew, suggesting connections to China, which is one of Iran's key economic partners. Analysts say these signals appear to be precautionary measures used by ships to reduce the risk of being targeted during the ongoing conflict. In one example, A Panama-flagged cargo ship changed its destination to China owner before safely passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Other vessels have used similar tactics, while some temporarily switched off their tracking systems to hide their location. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important shipping routes, carrying a large share of global oil and liquefied natural gas. Since the conflict began, the waterway has become increasingly dangerous, with several ships reportedly attacked in the area.